This video is talking about this show here. I'm definitely not promoting it, but I'm sure it's a show because it's on this popular brand that everybody is watching. And that's why I'm gonna talk about it because I already know. I'm sure many people are just watching it, but maybe I haven't. I just came across it, and many people are going to eventually start talking. I mean, they could be talking about it. I'm not all in the know of everything. I'm not. But it's a show that's on World Star Hip Hop that's produced and directed by Megan Goods. And so I'm not gonna give the name of it. Um, but it's definitely, I have to say, it's interesting. It supposedly comes on once a week. And so definitely it has an interesting write up, and it really does. It's a very short filming, and it is very let me not use the word very, but it is different from the typical world star hip hop videos that come on there. So the TV series, I don't know if they're trying to include more diversity or whether they want to be more positive, more, I can't use the word positive, balance, more balanced. We're not gonna say it's gonna be exactly positive, but from what I've seen, they have various episodes, and the various episodes I've seen, it shows um, it shows more of a an acceptable urban show compared to what is usually shown on World Star Hip Hop. And so Kim Field's sister is in it. Um, they got a nice, interesting acting selection. They really do. So definitely, I'll watch it when it come across. Not now. I ain't gonna rush to watch it exactly when it come across, but I I definitely be in watch of it. I only watch a few shows a season. Um, and also, y'all know the guy that own BET, that sold BET. He made his company public. And I definitely wanted to see that video, but I'm not going to search for it. 'Cause I had it saved and I lost it some kind of way. But now he has the Urban Movie Channel, and he got stage. So it's something like Netflix. So um, Netflix, you don't kind of be on hold. I do like my clean house shows. So my time is very limited, and you better blame it on Congress, okay? Blame it on the laws, blame it on Congress, because I tell you, everything is just paperwork. They got everything set up where you got to get a lawyer for it, you got to write a thesis report, so y'all better blame it on that. I'm not sure, I ain't even worried about that, because everybody, I need to be saving more money than what they getting, and probably ain't going to be hiring you anyway for no job if you get a piece of contract opportunity for them. Um, well, I won't say more than jobs. They kind of, self-employment. Okay, I don't want to be restricted where you telling me what I could say and stalking me and all that kind of stuff. I ain't got time for that shit, okay? Give me my money, okay? And I want to live free and say what I gotta say. You be who you want to be, got the way you want to be. Let me be who I gotta be, okay? So, the guy that formerly owned BET, so the other channel that he got, it has a stage play genre, so it is on my list. And 90 days of popular list, I will be supporting that because I can watch stage play all day. So they gonna need to have 356 stage plays on there, because definitely they gonna have me for probably another. Because I'm probably gonna be watching. I'm gonna take out at least 2 days during the week, and I'm gonna be watching me stage plays probably back to back all day. I love stage play. I don't care if people call it shit in circuit. Fuck what you on, okay? um, it ain't. I very much on it. It's art is relative. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, if they would have wrote literature pretty much like that, um, bad. You know what I'm saying? They would have had reading arts. I don't want to call it literature because literature sounds so essay and thesis tagging. But if they would have had art reading like that, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, it would sure have some more productive kind of classmates with conversations to speak on for sure. 'Cause I love stage play. So yeah, the former BT guy, He has a new channel. You're going to have to go on my timeline to find out what I'm talking about, but I know I've tweeted about it, okay? So I'm not calling no names out too much on here. And definitely, people definitely need to get there and be a little bit more, come to the middle with research. People always want you to get there and prove stuff to them. Now, I don't mind doing it a little bit, but don't get there and make it a habit like I owe you something. Um, and also, um, there is the, also, Bounce TV, Martin Luther King III. Let me tell y'all, I knew once he gave up that Bible, I'm like, are you? I was like, this is judicially nuts. You are the siblings or the judge? Who is forcing them to give up the daddy Bible? Is it that serious? You gotta be in the court over a Bible? I remember the time that was like that was beyond the crazy. That would be the last thing people would argue. People would throw that away. They didn't want to be nowhere around that. Back when I was younger. Now, those same people about all them about holding now. But back then, that wasn't, so I knew after when I read about this Bible, I was like, oh, this about to be a whole lot of fashuji. And so, now Bounce TV, I don't know what happened to the court session. They let the family handle it. But I'm like, okay, it is y'all ain't reading the Bible that much, okay? Y'all ain't that much y'all want the daddy Bible with y'all. Y'all ain't reading the Bible that much. Y'all ain't reading his, but y'all probably ain't even praying on side of him or with him that much, okay? Y'all couldn't get there and say, okay, well, you had a Bible this season, I had a Bible this season, you had a Bible this season. Okay. And no, they're not reading the reading from particularly and want to read particularly from his Bible. Like, come on now, like a judge should be like, look, hold up, no, I'm not getting the midst of this here. This is like, boy, that judge should feel cursed that would even that should automatically been signed. I'd throw that out of court. Like, I'm not even about to. Y'all not coming before me. I'm not bored like that for real. Okay. So, March 19th, which is just, oh my goodness, that's the day that Dr. Ben, Yosef Jakanin, he passed away. Rest in power to him. And it's also a memorable day of a tragedy that happened with myself. So, you go to the past archive shows, or you may hear it later on in the future. Um, but he wrote a letter to bounce to the cable networks, and they want to take him out of the New York and the LA markets. So I don't know if it's on public TV or cable TV. I don't know. I just recommend y'all. That cable is too high because all the stations we like, which I'm sure we are the majority cable payers. Because let me tell you, now the trailer park cable people, they do be having all those stations and stuff like that because they want to see the big whatever the left fights they be on pay-per-view and all that kind of stuff like that. But let me tell you, the rich people that I know, they used to have 5 digits a month. That was they tech, okay? That was they tech rent paper. Let me tell you, as long as they had C-SPAN, they had CNN, they could watch something like, the show Northern Exposure or something like that. They used to get those first 1321 cable package and stuff like that, and they was spending more time traveling and reading a book, going to yoga, sewing, spending time with the grandchildren, going to soccer game. They was doing, like, I didn't name y'all enough stuff right there. Be like, what the hell you need cable for? Now, and I was that kind of person that couldn't live without cable and stuff, and that was a lot of money I wasted for real. I should have been saving that money up, and I should have been traveling more. I should have been putting my energy more into traveling and networking. That's what one thing I definitely look back on. If I could just go back to that time by itself, I would have been traveling. I would have been networking more. I would have been definitely like, God, get the fear out of me. But I so much wanted to be, still close to the glue, and I didn't want to move unless somebody else wanted to, push me to move. Um, and I had so much, going on in my mind what I wanted to do, but I didn't have a physical network that wanted to go with me. I wanted to do a lot of stuff, and I had a lot of fears. Um, So definitely, I mean, gosh, and eventually, when you're forced in a situation, forced in some situation. Now, some situations you can't bounce back from, and it's just the worst. But cable is really something, I call one of those minute things that you can't do without. And so, you know, there's so much things you just take care of in your personal life. I mean, this, the guy at Formula BT, he got his station, and oh gosh, we're gonna come with some super oil, okay? Anointed super oil up in the air, and we need to geo-engineer that up in there because so they won't come buying him out or any of the buying out the bounce TV and buying out anything else, even if I was to have a TV show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because we know how they work. They just come to steal, kill, and destroy, and they gotta be detoured until God get there and He start rebounding on them. But then at the same time, you gotta think, if they do that, and you know what I'm saying, statistically, our people have not recovered or been repaired from, statistically from where they at, we still gonna be some lost, still like statistical lost zombies. So, definitely, I've talked about various shows. I've talked about, so definitely subscribe, share, and reply. And tune in Mondays at 7 p.m. East Coast time, New York. Come on, shout out to my well wishers in Florida. Shout out to my well wishers, definitely New York. That's where my network based at. I definitely would love to thank, um, those in the New York area that has definitely been a very support of State of the Black Parents. Definitely as I'm rebounding off everything. Um, and it doesn't take time, but our community we have to come back and invest in ourselves. We can't ask nobody to do nothing for us till we do it for ourselves. You get the opportunity when you're investing in these brands here, you're investing in cable, and it's like, okay, yeah, we could be doing more productive stuff for real. And I look back and I'm like, wow, that's a lesson I really did have to learn because I love, I was like, okay, I stay in the house, and I felt it was more peaceful. But the cable, you know how they be sneaking $5 and sneaking money on you, and then if you skip a month, and then it's like two more bills come out in the same month. It's like, oh, it just get overbearing. So definitely talking to you all about some offers. And do y'all know that um David Mann is supposed to have a show this Tuesday? So y'all look on the timeline. I'm sure I tweeted. Y'all know the hashtag State BP, hashtag BP Now, hashtag Black Parents Live, hashtag BLK Youth Radio. And we'll chat from there. Twitter, Pinterest, Google Plus. TT Lab.